All right, we good. We good. Yo, 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 what's going on, people? I'm your host, Double R, and you're now tuned in to Retro Rob Television. Salute to my new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the family. And salute to my original subscribers for always holding your boy down. I truly do appreciate that. Yeah, we getting a little bit better, people. I got my water with me. You know, for those of y'all that ain't catching my other videos, um, I've been having a bit of I think it's a sore throat. I don't think it's a chest cold, but I believe it's a sore throat. But I sound a lot better, don't I? Yeah, but I want to talk about something. Well, I actually want to ask you guys something. And leave a comment in the comment section for those of y'all that's not in here. But first, I want to give a special shout out to Dorrell Bennett for the $20 cash app. Well, actually, $40 cash app. Salute to you, King, for being a real one, for being a solid one. You know, I also want to salute to my brother Carlos, you know, for always contributing. I want to salute to my brother Shadow for always contributing, even if it's not, financial. I don't worry about shit like that, man. You know, just your contribution of your participation is enough. I want to salute my brother Kenneth Robinson for his participation. Excuse me. I want to salute to my brother True Sinister for becoming a member and always contributing to the channel. But I want to ask you guys, man, what was your favorite Kendrick Lamar album? Mine was To Pimp a Butterfly. Now, with the release of Kendrick Lamar's new album, I feel like and I was telling y'all earlier, I feel like there's a split with who like it and who don't like it. And I'm gonna tell you guys why it's a split. I also told you guys and gave an in-depth reason as to why I feel like this was his weakest album in the community. So go ahead, check in the community. I put up a post. Salute to the dude, man, who responded. But my personal, I'm gonna tell y'all the problem, right? The problem is that I felt like being a rapper, being an artist, whatever you look at yourself as or profess yourself as, you have to be able to have a great balance. And just like I tell you guys with the battle rappers, you know, once you get to a point where Loaded Lux is at, Murder Mook is at, you know, the top names, people, the fans, and casuals will hold you at high regard because the casuals don't know too much about you. They're just going off, you know, with they're just going off what, you know, the diehard fans is saying. But if you even got to that point where the diehard fans is really, ringing your name through the world, you really did something. You earned that slap. And I feel like that's what Kendrick did. Kendrick earned his spot, and he felt like in order to get to where he wanted to get at, he had to do albums like Good Kid, Mad City. He had to do albums like To Pimp a Butterfly. He had to do albums like Damn. Now I'm gonna say this right. I don't believe To Pimp a Butterfly was commercial. I don't believe Damn was commercial. I don't believe you could probably make a case for Good Kid, Mad City, but I believe it was less commercial than it was actually commercial. You know, and I just feel like Kendrick actual fans are being picky, but I understand that because they're the ones that's paying his bills. Just like I said in the community post, there's the ones like this is from one deep thinker to another, talking about another deep thinker. You feel me? When I tell you the concept that Kendrick used on Damn when he did the Duckworth thing and he was talking about the Hebrew Israelites. His cousin was talking about the Hebrew Israelites, what I discussed in the first video that I did when I was telling y'all about the spiritual aspect of this album coming up. I felt like him talking about us being the chosen, God's chosen people was more significant and more important and it would have did much greater than anything he would have done if he would have kept on going with that theme. If he'd have kept on going with that theme of us being the chosen people. But I get it, and this is how I'm gonna break it down to the Kendrick fans that the stuff that they're calling commercial is not really commercial, but the stuff that they feel isn't commercial. It's commercial because if we're going to say that Mr. Moral and the Big Stepper wasn't commercial, but all the rest of the albums was commercial. That's BS. Because what was different with Mr. Moral and the Big Stepper than what he did in the other albums? Now, this is coming from a person. This is coming from a guy that thinks deep too. I feel like us knowing the truth, but I understand at the same time his real fan base, they pay his bills. And I do understand at the same time, you feel me? It's you treading on that tightrope. You treading on that tightrope. You know, when you're talking about the real truth. You know, us being the chosen children. You know, God's, whether you believe in Allah, whether you believe in whatever you believe in, everybody should know or do know that blacks are God's chosen people. And I felt like he should have went that route with it. He should have continued. He should have kept the continuation of what the real truth is. And that's why I call what they feel like isn't commercial. Because even though he had features with Rihanna, he had features with other people that you would consider commercial. He had features with Kodak Black. He's considered commercial. He had a bunch of features on that album with artists that's considered commercial. Think about it. I just feel like that real truth. And I understand, you know, you're treading on pissing off the superiors. You're treading on, but if you really want to like really be about it instead of just faking it, because a lot of Kendrick fans feel like he's faking it by, you know, not telling the real truth, but he's faking it. He's faking what y'all think is really real. You see what I'm saying? He's faking what y'all think is really real. Because let's stick back to the theme of what's really real, of us being God's chosen people. Now, I know he said in the song, you know, we've been done wrong and how we should make excuses about such and such and such. But I'm going to tell you right now, as a deep thinker myself, and Kendrick is supposed to be the type of artist that does his music for the quote unquote deep thinkers. As a deep thinker myself, everything that Kendrick rapped about in that album is stuff that I already know about. It's stuff that if you're a deep thinker, if you want Kendrick to get back to being more conscious, everything he rapped in that album was commercial to me. That was considered commercial to me. Because everything he said, I already understand. If I'd listen to people break that album down, the whole album. And he's not saying nothing that I don't already know. Now, some people will say, well, that's you. That's you. Nah, y'all deep thinkers, right? It's about enhancing the mind, right? It's about enhancing the consciousness, right? What is more conscious and what is more real and enhancing than him telling us and continue that theme of us being the chosen, God's chosen people. We got to continue that theme. So the kids after him, Kendrick always said in his interviews, he always want to spread that message. But he did say, to his credit, to his fans' credit, he did say, but it's money to get bitches to hit. Yeah. Like basically saying, you know, I understand, you know, that we've all fallen short of God's commandments, but I'm still living in this evil, in this demonic society. But I just feel like, and I'm doing this video for my deep thinkers, man, for True Sinister, you know, for Los, for Kenneth, all my brothers, man, Dorrell Bennett, for all my brothers, man, my boy Gassi. I'm doing it for my deep thinkers, Jay Lanu, you know, for all my brothers that's listening out there, man. I just personally feel like, and go ahead and check out my community post that I put up. I just personally, when somebody asks me, what did you rate Kendrick Lamar's album? Some people said a 9 out of 10, which means he really still hold his weight as far as the expectation. I feel like he underachieved. I feel like it was like a 4 out of 10. I feel like the album was a 4 out of 10, and apparently a lot of people agree with me. You feel me? I was listening to DJ Academics. Shout out to DJ Academics. He was saying something, and he was actually thinking the same thing that I was thinking. He said the whole message to Kendrick, and if DJ Academic got that whole message that fast, then that's not consciousness. It may be consciousness on a basic level, but it's not. Kendrick should be on a whole nother level mentally. When I tell you that album wasn't nowhere near the album that J. Cole just did, and J. Cole album wasn't super spectacular. When I tell you that the album was nowhere near the Kanye West shit, when I tell you that, and that album wasn't super spectacular. When I tell you that album wasn't even really that better than the Drake album, the Lover Boy album. You feel me? So how good was the project really? How much were we enhancing the minds? And most people would be like, well, those guys, they kept it commercial. Those guys, so J. Cole, the shit that J. Cole was rapping, his shit was more conscious. That All Season album was way more conscious, even though it had melodic sound, because melody, even Kendrick's album had that melodic sound. That's the wave now. But even with that being said, I believe that J. Cole album not only was a lot better than Kendrick's album, but J. Cole was more conscious than Kendrick was. And I feel like if Kendrick don't be careful, J. Cole and Kendrick might be okay with that because they homeboys. But I feel like if Kendrick don't be careful, J. Cole is going to be number one. That's just my personal opinion. I feel like J. Cole is going to be number one. And watch out for Boss. Watch out for Boss, man. If y'all haven't listened to Boss music, Bossy, Fiend Bossy, J. Cole, man, nasty. Y'all already know about Sahai the Prince. He just dropped a single with Jacquees. Yeah, I'm a real rap historian. I know a lot of these dudes talk this rap shit, but I'm a real rap historian. I may not know all the details about what happened, but I know the important shit when it regards to music. And what I'm telling you right now, that album, from a real deep thinker standpoint, was straight doo-doo. Was straight, as Kendrick would say, boo-boo. It was straight boo-boo. The only song that was good was the joint that he did when he we cried together. The joint that he did when he was like on his Kevin Samuels shit, and he was talking about these women. That was the deepest track that he had and the best track that he had as far as overall quality on that whole album. The rest of the album, the beat selection was poor. Kendrick is always going to be lyrical miracle. He always going to be nasty with the lyrics. Kendrick is always going to be, is always going to have some substance and stuff like that. Smash the like button. Thank y'all, man. Whoever smashed the like button, he's always going to have substance. But the thing is, man, Kendrick, when you're held, and another thing y'all tend to forget, this man has been out of the rap game for 5 years. I look at that as a slap in the face. Some of y'all look at that as, well, Kendrick earned his way. Well, if Kendrick earned his way, why are the fans, I'm talking to his fans, why are the fans making so much of a big deal about how Kendrick should approach his album? If he deserved to do what he do, if he earned his stripes, why shouldn't he be able to do what he do? Because I'm going to tell you now, y'all probably say, well, what you mean, Double R? Kendrick's favorite album, and go check out, I might put the link in the description, but go ahead and check out, type in Kendrick's, just type in Kendrick Lamar. He just did an interview with Big Boy. The Big Boy, you got the radio station and stuff. They just did an interview, and Kendrick said his favorite album was Damn. His favorite album was Damn, and I told y'all it was a reason why Kendrick took so long after doing that album when you compare it to the other albums that he just did back to back, within like 2-3 years apart. But yeah, I had to really do this video because I heard a lot of people out there talking about, Kendrick fans, they wanted him, to snap out of what he was doing with the commercial route and take the more conscious route. Kendrick always been conscious. Kendrick always been spiritual. But you got to have that tremendous balance. I told a good friend of mine, his name is Leighton. I told he could do beats. Very, very talented, very, very special. But he always knew that I was like a ranger in music terms. And I was very, very good, kind of like Diddy. I can't really make beats and stuff like that. We didn't hang around each other long enough for him to teach me how to do beats and shit like that. But I was nasty as far as having an ear for that sound. Having an ear not just for, see, what y'all don't understand is rap is more than just lyrics and substance. Now, I know I'm the type that always push that like I did with the Cassidy stuff, where you got to be lyrical. That's the main thing. Yes, that is the main thing, but that don't make you what Kendrick Lamar has made himself to this point. I personally feel like Kendrick Lamar took a step back with this album, and y'all may not hear it now, but I guarantee y'all will hear it in the next month or so. In the next month or so, they'll be talking about how this album, was a letdown because, Kendrick didn't have the balance. I feel like if Kendrick would have had that great balance and he got the talent to do it, I feel like if he would have went the commercial route while simultaneously, rap the same way with the same cadence and the same substance and keep the same subject matter that he did in this album, Mr. Moore and the Big Stepper, but go that damn commercial route with the damn album and Good Kid, Mad City, he could have reached a wider range of audience, and he's still going to reach his audience. But Kendrick said in the interview, and I quote, I'm always finding ways of becoming innovative, of trying to become innovative and trying to make that song that just like Tupac's Dear Mama, you feel me? Like Biggie, Sky's the Limit, you feel me? Like a lot of those classics, he's trying to find his version of that. But in order to touch that version of that, you got to be able to have that balance. See, Biggie and them was always able to give us that sound that we wanted, even though a lot of those beats back then, I can argue, was trash. But when you're as talented as Biggie and Kendrick, and I consider Kendrick much more talented because it's a different time and it's much more advanced. He's much more talented than those guys. He can rap way better than Tupac. He can rap. Now, the substance is where people will favor Tupac and the impact. But as far as lyrical ability, Kendrick's ability and his style is much more greater and is much more advanced than those guys. I heard a dude talking about Big Daddy Kane and all of these guys will rap circles around Kendrick. I know I'm getting off topic, but they'll rap circles around Kendrick and J. Cole. You crazy. That's the same as people saying Michael Jordan and it would dominate, or Isaiah Thomas and it would dominate LeBron and them. Like, for real, y'all niggas, Scottie Pippen and them, they wasn't nothing but like, mid 6 feet, low 6 feet. LeBron is damn near 7 feet. Durant is damn near 7 feet. Kobe was damn near is mid, close to being 7 feet. I mean, with the skills. Come on, man. Like, we can't do that. I know people are stuck in their time, but I'd have rambled off on something else. But I just want y'all to understand, man. If y'all have any questions, ask me a question, man. Again, I'm very appreciative of the support of my people, man. Whether you cash shopping me, PayPaling me, or you just coming in, tuning in, because that's what I'm about. You only gonna get the best content when you're interacting with me. That's how the best of Double R comes out. Y'all know that. But it's gonna be a bumpy ride because a lot of niggas hate my talking points, hate my views, but they expect me to respect them and their views. It don't go that way. But I'm just saying, just give it a month. Give it a month. I'm telling you, give it a month. Kendrick took a huge step back. Now, he'll still do solid because he actually gave the fans what they want. Just like I told y'all about Cassidy. Even if Cassidy, didn't do as we all expected him to do, his fans are still going to curry him. But in Kendrick's case, Kendrick still did what Kendrick do, but he didn't do it to the level of the albums even the tracks that he had prior. He just didn't do it to the level. And it's a lot of people. It's split, I'm telling you. It's split. It's a lot of people that don't like this album. And I believe Kendrick understood that. And I believe, he was taking a risk with this one. He was taking a risk with this one because, and that's why, you can't really, it's good to trust your fans because at the end of the day, I heard somebody say Kendrick's fans felt like Kendrick was taking a safe route by doing the commercial tracks. Nah, I feel like Kendrick is taking the safe route by rapping the commercial tracks that his fans want him to rap. You see what I'm saying? So he could do good regardless. You feel me? So he could do good regardless. And I get it. This album in his mind was to challenge himself. No, it wasn't. And you know it wasn't. That's why you said, I'm talking to Kendrick. That's why you said, damn, was your favorite one. You said, damn, was your favorite one. And that's the one that they call the most commercial album. But when you look at it statistically, that was Kendrick's most successful. See, I know Kendrick is at a point right now where he gonna have to choose, you know, which route is best for him. Listening to your fans, who's going to ensure that you know, get the bread, your bills is paid, or listening to everybody, not just your fans. Because I guarantee you this, with all that complaining that Kendrick fans and them did, I guarantee you they still is playing that damn. I guarantee you they still was playing Good Kid, Mad City. I guarantee you they're still playing To Pimp a Butterfly, Sahara the Prince. One of the most known lyrical motherfuckers wrote for Kanye, wrote for Travis. What's his name? Travis Scott. Sahara the Prince said To Pimp a Butterfly was his favorite album. My homeboy, my partner, To Pimp a Butterfly is his favorite album. To Pimp a Butterfly is my favorite album. Because the one thing about To Pimp a Butterfly in Good Kid, Mad City, and Damn, is that they all had like a profound storyline and a profound message. And it continued throughout the album. With this shit right here, he's all over the place. And it seems like, and you could tell the effect of the layoff, how much it had on him. Or it might just been, just like I told y'all earlier, a situation where Kendrick knows he's about to start his own independent label and do his own thing. And he don't want to really give us all his good shit while he's still with Top Dog, because this is the very last album. But he gonna really turn it up once he establish, well, he already established PG Lane, but once he make that first debut album on his independent label, it might be that type of situation. It might be that type of situation, but you know, I just don't like how the fans is trying to, because they feel like they pay, and that's what people do in this world, because they feel like they support you. Same way the dudes did me on this channel, because they feel like they support you. You're supposed to talk about whatever they want you to talk about, and you're supposed to do whatever the fuck they want you to do. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. And if you're the type of person that'll go along with that type of shit, it'll be a matter of time before your shit starts to go down. Mark my words. This album won't do super bad, but I guarantee you it's not going to be nowhere close to the other albums that he did. And I guarantee you that this album not only is going to take a step back, but, and every artist has that. Like Eminem had his moment where he really didn't have a good album. J. Cole had his moment when he really didn't have a good album. And now I personally believe that this is the album that Kendrick won't have. That's a good album compared to the other shit that he did. And Kendrick got to understand he can't take too many risks. And that's why I say I feel like he took the safe route by doing what his fans wanted him to do. You feel me? But that's just my opinion, man. If you want to ask the question why, go back and rewind this video. I told you why about 3 times. I felt like that whole Duckworth, I felt like that whole thing he was going with about us being God's chosen people, telling the real truth of what's really going on. I felt like if he would have continued that would have been more profound. That would have been more deeper. It's a reason why, and not just the commercial tracks, because Kendrick been made commercial tracks. So why is it that To Pimp a Butterfly was a commercial track? Good Kid, Mad City was a commercial track, but they didn't do nearly as good as Damn did. And I got to go check the statistics again because it might have changed. But I went from where I looked at before, Damn was his most successful album. And then he didn't just get to that because it was a commercial track, because the other albums was commercial tracks. It was because he told that truth. I'd have been around a lot of Caucasians. I'd have been around a lot of people. I done had conversations, deep conversations, like I'm starting to have with you guys, with my friend and my other friends, with my other acquaintances. And even with my wife as well, and certain family members too. And I've had people literally stop me and my homeboy, just like, dang, I was just listening to what you were saying, eavesdropping and everything. What you were saying was real. Like I didn't had that plenty of times in my life. I didn't had people tell me, Rob, you should run for politics. Or Rob, you should be a therapist, or you should be a psychiatrist. Nah, because y'all know I'm not the type of person that wants somebody over top of me telling me how to do things when I come from that. You're not gonna tell me how to do that or do this and do that. Some people told me I should be a commentator, like Skip and Shannon. I could talk that sports shit with the best of them, but I don't want nobody giving me no cue cards telling me how I should read shit and how I should do it and how I should present it, because that's gonna throw off, not just the creative nature of me, but it's just gonna throw off my whole shit. Period. Because my whole being is designed and predicated off me being truthful, me being real. What my boy Darius used to say, double R is the fax machine. You feel me? But that's just my personal opinion, people. Salute to the fan, man. It's your boy Double R, man. Feel free if you want to hit me up on the Cash App, hit me up on the PayPal if you want to. If not, your participation is just good enough. It's your boy Double R. Peace.